All right, everybody. Here's how you register for a tournament. You go to MajorLeagueFishing.com, and at MajorLeagueFishing.com, you'll see they have all the circuits over here. Drew Gill's smiling face because he just won on his third tournament on Gunnersville yesterday. And you can also see a membership tab here or here. You have to be a member, and you have to have at least the premium membership to have tournament eligibility. New lower price, $85 a year. Typically, you're not fishing one tournament. As a co-angler, it's $100 plus a $3 service fee, $103 a tournament. Each division, you want to fish a division because then you become eligible, if you fish the whole division, to go to the regionals to become an All-American. And that's like the big deal here. You get a free 30-day subscription to My Outdoor TV with your regular membership here. It's pretty cool. They have all the legacy episodes and the MLF channel here. You can go back and watch those at any time, stream them online, or you can buy the premium subscription with fishing for $130. So, not a bad deal here. But if we go back to circuits, let's go back to the Phoenix Bass Fishing Lead. Look at the schedule. They have all the events in order of the year. They've already had 2 events already. A bunch coming up this weekend. There's a BFL on Gunnersville. Those BPT pros hammered it pretty bad, and I think some bad weather's coming in, but we'll see here. Let's take a look at that one. Let's say, I think I want to hop in this one. Okay. Coverage here in this area here, they usually have like a local pro. He'll come in and he'll give you some tips and tricks here. So, take it as face value, but they're usually, they're pretty much, on here and fairly honest, shall we say, but not give away their juice, right? I mean, there's just stuff that everyone knows based on lake and time of the year here. There's no big secret on the general ideas and approaches and stuff. So that's a good idea, especially for new co-anglers or new lakes to go do here. Then I'll show you the event details, the takeoff, the weigh-in, where it's at, the important dates here. So priority registration for linking have already passed for this one. Late fees apply starting the 20th, and final registration is on the 23rd for the 24th here. I don't know what late fees are, another 10% or something. You want to register as soon as possible. Registration opens for Toyotas in like late November, mid-late November, and then the BFLs open up like the first week of December. That first week every day they have like 4 or 5 divisions here. The other thing that's good here that you can see here is they have the information about off limits, what size bass, how many you catch here. Boater's still 5, co-angler they reduced to 3 last year. They kept that, and it's 15-inch on largemouth and smallmouth, and 12 inches on spotted bass here. That's kind of common. There's some lakes where you can't even take smallmouth, or they're in a slot limit, or they're a bigger limit than largemouth here. So let's say, hey, we want to sign up for this one. It will default to boater, and you can see that's $206 if you're a boater. But as a co-angler here, it's $100 and that $3 processing fee for processing your credit card. And it sees that it will ask you for a link. Now, for this tournament, priority linking has stopped since we're less than 3 weeks out. Now it's 3 weeks. It used to be less here. So you got to plan in advance a little bit more if you get that boater link. If you get a boater link, you get guaranteed into the tournament. So if I were to hop into this tournament now, I would be at the bottom of the co-angler queue. Probably a low probability of getting in. And then you can call MLF and they'll give you some general guidelines. We're +7 co's, 10 co's, +4 boaters or whatnot. But you never know. People jump in at the last minute. People break down. People get sick. Life happens here. So you really don't know until you get the linkings the Friday night before at 6 o'clock. But if you got to drive a long way and make a hotel room reservation, that's a little bit late, but that's just the way it goes here. Let's say here we wanna look at a Toyota series. We're gonna go to the schedule. Let's say here we're in the Plains division. First one is on Lake of the Ozarks on March 10th here. We can click that link. We can see here, oh, priority registration by February 16th. I can go get a link, and we'll talk about that later on in the video about how to get the link here to link up with the boater. What they want to do is they want to get equal number of boaters and co-anglers. So when they draw, you're evened up and everybody gets in, and you get in. So how do you do that? Well, either strategy is register right away when they open up in November or December the year before. That is, called your registration date or your priority date. So if you don't have a link, all the people that linked boaters and co-anglers, they get guaranteed into the tournament. If there's excess boaters, then they'll start drawing co-anglers based on your priority date. So if you registered right away, you're at the top of that queue. If you registered last minute, you're at the bottom of the queue. I've seen people show up to events and not get in because they just registered one to hop in too late and they didn't have a link. So it really pays to go get a link. There's a Facebook page for that. We'll go through that in a little bit too. So, yep, I could go sign up on this one. The Pro was $1,700 and a $51 processing fee. They used to say you could send in a check and avoid that processing fee. I'm not sure if they still do that. I just give them the credit card and let it roll. I got my credit card on file. As a co-angler, it's $550 and a $16 fee. And you can see here would be the MLF member ID for the link that you're going to have for your boater. If you're a co-angler, you went to that Facebook page or through word of mouth, or you fished with the person before, a lot of history in here, or through friends of friends, you hook up with him. He gives you his ID, and you can just punch it in here and do it online. If you don't have his ID, you can call up MLF, and you just give him his name. You got to know where he's kind of from because there's redundant names, or it's helpful to have his ID if you text it or know him, and they will link you up. Both the co-angler and the boater need to link up. Once they link up and they're paid, you'll get the confirmation email. When you get that confirmation email, you're golden. Sometimes you don't get that until the day before, according to when you link up, status of the tournament, if you linked up, or how you registered without a link. It's kind of nice in a Toyota series because those are pretty expensive. They'll let you kind of make a deposit, and then I think something like 30 days or something before the tournament, then they'll say, hey, you need to pay up the rest here. So you can spread those over time here. So that's how you get on to the site and link. And if you don't want to do it this way, or if you're too late or having trouble with the computer, you can always call their main service number and get on. And you need to be a member. And so take advantage of the membership. Or if you want that Maya Outdoor TV, and you can see, I love the legacy old before the BPT, when it's just like they'd show up at a hotel. They wouldn't know where they were going in the morning till they got there. They had a 30-minute ride around on a lake. They didn't know where they were going, where it would be, and they just had to fish. I think that's pretty cool. I like watching those. All right, so here we're on the Phoenix Boats BFL and Toyota Series linking Facebook page. I know that's a mouthful, but you can find it out there. You've got to be admitted into this website. It's kind of monitored by MLF themselves, and this is for linking only. Some people were going on diatribes and all kind of stuff here, so they police it. You got to join, and they review and make sure that's all you're doing. So what you'll see here is all kind of posts in here. Look at here. There's 34,000 members of this group here where this is going out to. And this is nationwide for all tournaments here. Co-angler looking for last minute boater looking for co-angler for choo-choo here. You can, get reminders. You can search the page. This is how you kind of blindly go out there and try and get some of those links. Like we were talking before, it's really important to get linked up with a boater so you're guaranteed into the tournament. One fine point on that is, say you link up with someone, you get past that priority link date, and he says, oh, my daughter got sick, I'm not in. You still have priority standing. So if they have excess boaters, or they have boaters that aren't linked that will slide into you first to some other co-line that wasn't linked and came out later. So it still helps you there. You can't link past that date where it says the priority link date. You're just in. So you need to do it at least 3 weeks ahead of time. So you'll see here about four weeks out, there's an absolute frenzy to get in these tournaments. A lot of people don't know, and I found out last year too, that you can't priority link within those couple of weeks or so. I went around to find a link and they said it doesn't matter, and luckily I got in that tournament, but maybe not here. And then you can search or talk to some, people in your local divisions here. There is also linking pages specific to, divisions here. If I go to my groups here, here's the Great Lakes one. Okay. I've been trying to get a Great Lakes link. Beautiful picture, huh? I can't wait to get up there and do some frogging. I signed up for the May 16th one, and I still don't have a link yet. My buddy who does these said, "Oh, hey, these guys are last minute up there. Don't worry." But, you got to be more than 3 weeks ahead of the tournament here, and it won't heat up for a little while here. The first tournament in every division, that's 3-4 weeks out. That's when people start getting a little more motivated here. So there you go. There's another way to get your links in. There's a bunch of resources here. You can hit the Bass Angler Forum. You can hit these forums, and I hope this helps you guys out a lot. Now we can be registered and linked. So there you have it, everybody. That's how to register for a tournament, how to link for the tournament, linking strategies. Also on that registration page, they usually post a couple weeks out or so a local pro giving you some tips and techniques. That's a good thing to pay attention to and watch as well. Hope you learned from this one. If you have any questions or there's something I've missed, please drop in a comment. Please like and subscribe if you appreciate all my hard work here I'm doing for you. And then the next video will be what to pack, what are the expectations, and the etiquette, the do's and don'ts.